Welcome to the Goalie Mindset Podcast. My name is Pete Fry, the Goalie Mindset Guy, and my purpose is to help goalies have a dominating goalie career. Pete Fry, the Goalie Mindset Guy here. This is Goalie Mindset Podcast. I have the great Christian Kirsch here today. Christian is preparing for the Memorial Cup game on Sunday. He's had a stellar season, a stellar tournament, and I'm sure he's up for MVP for the tournament. Anyways, Christian, great to have you here, my friend.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yes, you bet. We've been working together ever since, I think, later last season, right?
Yeah. When I was in the Null playing for Janesville.
In the Null in Janesville, you bet. Yeah. Question, what has been the biggest thing that has changed since you and I started working together? What's the biggest thing that's changed for you since we've started working together?
I think just really how I use and have my routines now in a game. I have a lot of routines which I can rely on now, which help me build confidence throughout the game. I mean, with all the things, there's like things like following water drop. I mean, main thing is the confidence anchor. That's just huge. No matter what happens, that you can just rely on that and it works every time. So that's phenomenal. I mean, that really just helps if you get scored on. There's just a lot of things that I learned from you that help me in any situation in the game, no matter what comes. So it's great.
Awesome. You've been awesome to work with as well, too. Awesome to work with. And Christian's got a bright future beyond the Memorial Cup on Sunday. He is a future San Jose Shark. He was drafted by the San Jose Sharks a year and a half ago, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Or almost 2 years ago. About 2 years ago, for sure. So let's talk a little bit about your journey and stuff. How old were you? Like, you're from Switzerland. And when did you first get interested in hockey and being a goalie? How old were you?
So I think I started ice skating when I was 3. My sister did figure skating. My brother played a little hockey but he started really late, so when he was 13, so it was hard for him.
Yeah.
So that's how I got into the ice skating part. So I think I went to hockey school when I was 4.
Yeah.
And then I just switched. Sometimes I was a player, sometimes a goalie. And then when I was 7, that's when I was a full-time goalie. So that's kind of how it started. Yeah.
Fantastic. And did you have any goalies that you looked up to at that time? Like maybe in the NHL, maybe in the Swiss League?
Yeah, so I mean, there was always these great highlights from Carey Price, and I think Jonathan Quick was up there too, which you could always search up on YouTube, and those are really fun to watch, especially, I mean, when you're a young kid and you see these crazy saves. So probably those two were, when I was younger, kind of guys that I like to watch.
That's all. What about Peter Martin? Did you ever watch him?
No.
Do you know who he is?
No.
Okay. Sorry, Peter. Peter Martin's he's a good friend of mine. He played in the Swiss League for probably 20 years back in the day. He's the owner of Pro Skate Goal in Calgary. They do a great job there. In fact, his partner in that business is Josh, and Josh is Carter Essler's dad. You know, Carter plays for Spokane Chiefs. Yeah, fantastic year this year. Anyways, okay, sorry, I just had to find that out there. Sorry about that, Peter. Okay.
Sorry.
So you looked up to Carey Price, Marc-Andre. Did you say Marc-Andre Fleury as well?
Fleury too, and Jonathan Quick.
And Jonathan Quick, yeah.
Those guys just made highlight reel saves. So.
What did you like about Jonathan Quick?
I mean, his flexibility. He made insane saves all the time with his stick and the splits all the time. So that was really cool. Yeah. Yeah.
And what about Carey Price? What did you like about Carey Price?
I mean, he just seemed so calm in net all the time. I don't think he had a great team in front of him, but he was a difference maker. Yeah. He always made the difference. He was the star player on the team, and that's not easy as a goalie, because I feel like most goalies rely on that, so how good the team is in front of him.
Yeah.
But he didn't. So
he carried the team.
Yeah.
Almost like Jakub Dobish.
Exactly.
He's doing right now, right? Yeah, for sure. And then when did goaltending become a little bit more serious for you? What I mean is when you started playing at say the higher levels. How old were you then?
Probably when I was 13 or 14.
Okay.
Because when we were younger, we played cross ice.
Oh, so you did?
We don't really play on the big ice till 13.
That's very smart, by the way. I think
yeah.
And plus, for a goalie, you get a lot more action that way, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. You get a lot of shots, and it wasn't easy. I mean, you were as tall as the net was, so
yeah.
Now I don't like what they do now, where they have the smaller nets. I don't really like it.
They do that in Switzerland.
Yeah, they do that. They give them smaller nets.
Okay.
So it makes it a little easier, but as soon as the bigger net comes, it's hard to adjust.
Yes.
But
that's interesting because there's really probably no definitive age when they would switch. I'm sure they do it at a certain age, maybe 12 years old or something like that, or
probably.
10 years
Probably
old.
when they go on the big ice.
But the challenge is everyone is still at a different height at that age. So, interesting. Okay.
But when I was 13, that's when I started playing with the 15-year-olds. And then I probably always jumped an age group.
Okay.
Point. So, it was fun.
How did you find that helped you jumping to a higher age group?
I mean, they're obviously bigger, stronger, older. It wasn't easy. And Switzerland ice hockey isn't that big, so there's not a lot of good players in the same age group. And usually the good players, they go to the older age group, so that's how you could play a little better hockey.
Yep.
And then when I was 14, I had to move from one city to another because my city didn't have the highest junior league anymore.
Okay.
So me and my family moved to a different place so I could play in the highest again. So,
okay, and how far away did you need to move?
Oh, it was only 1.5 hours.
Okay,
so.
because how big is Switzerland, say compared to Canada?
Oh, it's nothing. It's all the games are in a range from 30 minutes to max probably 3.5 hours.
There's no 24-hour bus rides like the Western Hockey League, so to speak. Okay.
No, so it's pretty small.
Okay, that's fantastic. And then, when did you first move up to play junior? I'm assuming there's junior over there and things like that. Did you move up there, or did you decide to come to North America first? How did that work?
We have age group. It's just U13, U15, U17, and U20. That's just the juniors, and then there's for each age group there's the top one, and there's B and there's C. So I just went along with that age group. Every team has age from 9 to pro. Mm-hmm. So you can stay in the same team from 9 till you're 25, and you play with the pros.
They do that in all the countries, Sweden. They do the same thing too, right?
It's European. It's very European that you do that everywhere there. So. That was nice. You just move up the ranks kind of. And then I stayed there till the U20, and then we won the U20 championship there. And then that's when I decided to go to North America. But that first year wasn't great. And then, we started working together, and from there on it just went up. So
yeah, big time, big time. Okay, wow. And then you've represented Switzerland in the World Juniors for 2 years now. Is it 2 years you have done that?
2 years, and then 2 U18 kind of World Juniors.
Okay, and what's the biggest thing you've learned from those experiences?
It's just, it's just the experience kind of, which is nice. When I was 16, you play teams, USA, Canada. Yeah, thousands of people are watching. You can represent your country, which is nice, and you learn how to play in front of a big spotlight. Yeah. Honestly, at that age too, the draft was a big topic. So it was you were a little more nervous than usual probably, and then with the cameras and all the scouts in the stands, it was just it helps in moments like these, like the Memorial Cup that I already played in these tournaments. Mm-hmm. So you just have the experience and know what to do. So yeah,
and I always say that people will bring up the word pressure, right? I don't even really like to say that. You know what I mean? Because if we say it, we almost can create it. Yet pressure is simply just a perception, right? Because you could have two goalies going in the Memorial Cup, and they can have two totally different perspectives, right? One guy could be super excited. I'm going to go out there. I'm going to dominate. The other guy could be super nervous. Like for example, Austin, because I worked with Austin, who won the Memorial Cup last year, and he did not treat that game any different than the third game of the season. How do you look at it going into the Memorial Cup game?
That's exactly the most important thing you have to do at these tournaments. Every game is the same. You got to treat every game as a game 7, but also the game 7s, you don't change anything. You got to stick with your routine. I've done it for 40 games during the regular season, 18 playoff games, so you just got to stick with the exact same plan and routine mindset.
Nothing changes.
Go into, if it's finals, if it's the first game of the season, it shouldn't matter. You just got to stick with what works for you.
The puck's the same size.
Exactly.
Everything else is the same size, right? It's just, just doing your thing, right?
For sure, yeah.
Outstanding. Now, talk about the athlete mindset and how that is, critical for us as a goaltender. and how, especially in tournaments like this.
Like with athlete mindset, do you just like mean like during a game to like blend out kind of the...
Yeah. So let's talk about one aspect of the athlete mindset, maybe the whole when your team takes penalties.
Yeah.
Right. So in the game coming up on Sunday, when your team takes a penalty, they probably will at some point, right?
Yeah.
It usually happens. It's hockey. How are you going to view that?
Well, you should just look at these moments as moments where you can shine, kind of moments where you're excited to show off what you're capable of.
Yep.
So if there's no matter it's a penalty, it's a breakaway, 2-on-1, 5-on-3, you shouldn't be like scared of these moments because you could get scored on. You should just be excited to being able, because it's an opportunity to show the world how good you are at hockey. So that's kind of how I like to see those things. And I think if you're scared of getting scored on, that's when it's going to happen. But when you're excited to save the puck and get the opportunity for that, then it'll turn out well.
Big
usually.
time.
So
it's all the subconscious mind, right? Because their subconscious mind is a computer. Whatever pictures we put in it, that's what it's going to reproduce, right? So we put those, it's your showcase when your team takes a penalty.
Yeah,
right?
exactly,
It's your showcase.
Sure.
And then tell me about your mindset when your team has the puck on your end or the neutral zone and your team has control. What's your mind going to be on in those moments?
So when they're in my end with the puck?
Yeah, either your end with the puck or the neutral zone, but your team has control, not the other team.
So when they're in my end, you still got to be fully on the play. I mean, they can turn off the puck, someone can trip, someone can fall. That's when you still got to be fully aware of everything. You have to be focused. That's not time to kind of turn off your mind and like think about something else. So if they're in my zone, I'm always on no matter who has the puck.
Yep.
Because mistakes happen. Neutral zone, when you see them move forward, that's when I just kind of like to, usually I'm pretty tense, and then that's when I just kind of like to let go a little already, because obviously you see what's going to happen. You see if they might lose the puck, or if they just have a free entry, or if they're going to dump the puck. So that's when you kind of start to relax for me. But still, you're still like you still got to pay attention.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Yep, big time. And then let's talk about when the play's down the far end, the 80-20. So what's your strategy for the 80-20? I call it mental zone 3 when the play's down the far end and your team has control.
When my team has control, I like to, it depends what I need right now. If they've been in my zone for 2 minutes and we break out the puck, I try to breathe in through my nose, just breathe in and out through my nose, just to get my pulse down again, because it's just important to regulate that.
Yep.
To be ready again when they come in your zone. If there hasn't happened anything a lot and you haven't gotten a lot of shots, probably start like commentating the game. I like to, like a reporter, kind of say like, okay, this guy has a puck, passes up to the blue line, swings it across, he shoots, good save by the goalie, just kind of like that. I like to do that. It helps me. Sometimes if there's a song stuck in my head, I like to sing to that a little, but still watching the play in case, obviously, they come down the ice. Yeah. So,
do you have any specific songs that you like to play in the back of your head?
No, it just depends on which songs are playing.
Whatever you just heard recently.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
So it could be any song.
Yeah, exactly.
Could be okay. Question. Let's talk about bounce back, right? Now, it rarely happens, right? For you to not make a save is strange because you normally stop the puck, right? So if it ever does happen, what's your bounce back strategy?
So usually, first of all, I just turn around, drink water, kind of reset, feel the water, the temperature changing in my mouth. Then I like to turn around and smile. So after you get scored, it's not easy to smile because obviously I think every goalie out there hates to get scored on, but it helps me because my brain registers something good has happened. Yeah. And you keep going. If it's a goal that kind of bothers me, I like to replay it in my head as if I made the save. I visualize it, and then I make the save at the end instead of the puck going in, and then I do that as many times as I need to. Sometimes it's one time, sometimes it's 5-6 times, so I like to do that too. But the smiling usually helps because the play goes on pretty quickly, and then As soon as the face-off's about to go, I do my confidence anchor again and keep going.
And then you're dialed in. By the time the next puck is dropped, you're a 10 out of 10 in confidence, ready to rock and roll.
For sure.
Yeah, outstanding. I love that. I love that. And I like the way that you replay it as if you made the save, right? Because that's the whole, I talk about the term I coined the 23% rule based on the study of basketball players where they just visualize for 30 days, getting free throws in, they got 23% better. So you're getting better when you do that. In fact, it's interesting because when psychiatrists sometimes will do, or psychologists will do trauma work with, say, Army veterans, right, that have seen like the worst of the worst stuff. They'll take them through what happened, but then what they'll do is they will replace the ending.
Yeah.
So it's an alternate fantasy ending, so to speak. And it actually changes the memory in their brain. Yeah. And it's a way to overcome PTSD, so to speak, for people. The fact that you're onto this already, which is huge. I know we talked about that, right? That's part of what we work on is replacing that ending and stuff. That is really good. Yeah. Really good. The confidence anchor, we first did that when we first started working together. So you've done it for well over a year now, or at least a year, I think.
Yep, year and a half.
Tell me about that. How much? Because I know the first time I do that with goaltenders, it's usually a little more challenging to do. But after you condition it a few times, it is just boom, you get to a 10 out of 10 in confidence right now. How different is it now compared to when we first did it about a year ago?
Yeah, I mean, at the start, it's not easy. It's hard to visualize, get the feeling of the confidence, even finding a game like where you were confident. Then you do it, I don't know, it probably took me like 3 or 4 sessions. I mean, I remember at the start, I joined your Zoom calls like 4 times a week, I think, just to get confidence.
Yes, I remember that.
So I really wanted to get that to work, and then it did. So now it's really easy. I could, even when I just like visualize me doing it, I would already feel that kind of confidence in my chest, and it's really easy by now. So, but the thing is, you gotta keep practicing it, because if you don't keep like redoing it over and over, like at least once a week, it kind of like lessens and like kind of it doesn't have the same effect anymore.
Exactly.
So you gotta keep doing it.
Consistency. It's interesting because just like Jakub Dobeš, right? So think of it. You're going for Memorial Cup championship. Jakub Dobeš is going for the Stanley Cup here. Both of you guys, and the thing that you both have in common that I notice is you are both very consistent, right? You're both very consistent with showing up on the Zooms that we do, doing the confidence anchor, all that key stuff there, right? Which is powerful. Yeah, because when I go back to that first week, when I remember you were on about 4 times that week, and it was awesome.
Yeah, it was important to me. I mean, that was a hard season for me, and I thought my parents actually came to me and asked if I wanted to work with you, and then I was like, yeah, I saw some stuff on Instagram too about you, and then it was great.
That's awesome. After Game 7 against Buffalo, they asked my client Jakub Dobeš, how do you feel? You just had 2 Game 7s. And he said, I could play 40 more. Okay? Now, I remember playing in the Western Hockey League. There was 70-odd games, and then you have playoffs and stuff like that. You've just had your 70-odd game season, 1, 2, 3 rounds of the playoffs?
4.
4 rounds of the playoffs. Oh. And now you're in the Memorial Cup, and all the way the championship game, you're going to dominate the championship game. How do you feel going into this game? What I mean is some goalies may feel tired and stuff like that. I don't think you feel that. I think you feel something different.
No, I'm very hungry. I mean, I'm not satisfied. It's been a great tournament, but at the end of the day, I want to win this. Yeah. I feel great. The team feels great. I mean, the rest is huge. It's especially during a long season. It's very important to being able to have like this a light switch kind of that you're on when you're at the rink. You do all the stuff you have to do. You're on in practice, but then being able to turn that off and forget about hockey the rest of the day is for me a very important part, which I learned, especially during this long season, which I wasn't good at. It's not easy. It's really hard, especially during the playoffs and during big games, or if there's a big game ahead, or even now, it's not easy. I mean, we have 4 days until the finals, and we know we're going to play in the finals. So I feel like a lot of people would just think about it the whole time, but it's important to have this light switch and being able to just put the hockey aside. And that doesn't mean you don't want to get better or something. It's just important for your mental, so as you said, that you don't get tired and that you stay sharp.
Yeah.
Especially if you play a long season. So yeah, that's the most important part for me.
That's just as valuable a skill to have than being fully dialed in, right? Because really, I think we talk about this as the more powerful your downtime, the more powerful your uptime. It's like sleeping at night, right? We want to make sure we get a good sleep at night. Or in the game, in a 60-minute game, when the whistle goes, you can take a little bit. There's nothing wrong with taking a little bit of downtime. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, forget about everything, rest, relax, revitalize, and then boom. Pre-face-off routine, dial it in before the puck is dropped.
Yeah, you can use it in a game, but not only a game, use it in the whole season.
Yes.
So it's important. Yeah.
Yep. Big time. So tell us. So I know we do the confidence anchor like this, right? Yeah. When you pound your chest, is that an anchor too?
Yeah, I feel like that's something I just carry on doing. I started doing this when I was, I think 16. I've always just like a gorilla, you know how a gorilla
I love it, because I have some Major League Baseball clients.
Yeah.
Before they go up to hit the ball or they step on the mound to pitch.
Yeah. I think I
get them to do that. That's their anchor instead of doing this.
Yeah, I think it's just powerful, just saying you're the best, you're
yeah,
the strongest, the tallest. I don't know. I've just been doing it since I'm young, and it's just something I want to carry through my whole career. So
that is awesome.
Yeah, I like doing it. Makes me feel big.
Yeah, so. That's huge. That is where we are always anchoring things.
Yeah.
The more positive anchors we have, the more powerful.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that. Pete Fry, the Goalie Mindset guy here. There's a great podcast with the great Christian Kirsch. Look for him in the near future in a San Jose Shark uniform. Christian, great to have you here, my friend.
Thanks,
You're
Pete.
powerful.
Thank you, Pete.